Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take the opportunity and quickly introduce myself and then also talk a bit about why I actually started a YouTube channel. So, hi, I'm Jay. I live with my partner and our two cats, and I've been coloring since about mid-2015. I mainly use colored pencils for coloring, because that's what I enjoy the most, mostly from a mechanical standpoint. I really like just the feel of how it feels when you blend colors. And I also have other materials, of course, like I use pastels for backgrounds, even though I still can't quite achieve the results with it I want to. And I also have some watercolors, mainly Coliro colors, that I use to add accents to the colors. Like I also use gel pens. And lately I've started to get into markers. And maybe, I'll do another video in the future where I talk about my slowly growing marker collection. But I mostly try the markers to use them as like a ground or grounding before going over them with colored pencils, because I think colored pencils is still the thing that I like the most. So, why the YouTube videos? It's something that I actually never considered doing myself, because I'm a pretty shy person and I don't like to put myself out there, and I also feel that I am not a very inspired colorist, so I don't feel like people could learn a lot from me. I do mostly follow tutorials of other people because the pressure of coming up with something brilliant myself takes away from the relaxation I get out of coloring. So I really enjoy that I can see the completed result before I start doing it, and I don't have to pick out colors myself, because I know the colors that this other person has already picked out will match well. So I do watch a lot of YouTube videos for coloring, mostly or almost every day, and I enjoy watching them tremendously. Sometimes I have phases where I watch more videos than I actually color, when I just have lost my coloring mojo, and sometimes I don't color for weeks. And I find the YouTube videos of someone presenting their coloring or their coloring books or their collection, or just talking about their day while coloring, insanely calming, and the community around it is so wonderful and welcoming, and makes me feel welcome even though no one actually knew that I was there. And then late last year I was in a very bad place. I had a very dark period of time, and the only thing that actually was keeping me sane was watching YouTube coloring videos. Hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos I watched every day. It was so soothing to me to listen to somebody and sharing their happiness in creating something, and watching the art and color take shape, just really taking my mind off my situation. And I watched so many YouTube coloring videos that at some point I actually felt that I had exhausted all of YouTube. I really felt like I had watched all the content, the coloring video content that there was on YouTube. So when I got better and I reflected on this, I decided that I wanted to add my own content to it, my own videos to the coloring community. Because if someone out there felt as I had, if someone needed to watch something, anything coloring related to, calm down and feel a sense of companionship like I had that time, then I wanted to be there to just give something back to the community that really had helped me come through. Thus, I also decided that I wanted to create this thing that was strictly happy, and no bad thoughts or no bad news are allowed. So this YouTube thing, the creation of YouTube videos, my channel, is my way to concentrate from going down this rabbit hole of sad thoughts, and it's only here to make your and my day brighter. And there's also a second reason that is a bit more mundane. As I said, I feel that I'm not a very inspired colorist. I mean, I really like being creative, but I do feel like I lack some talent. I'm more a logical, more numbers person than artistic minded. That hasn't stopped me from taking on a lot of creative projects over time. Especially as a kid and early teen, I colored a lot with aquarelle and with ink and other things, and I did a lot of projects. I also used to sew and so on and so on. But inevitably, I'd always get disappointed with my progress or lack of progress, because it never quite looked as good as I wanted it to be. Even after I felt that the first challenge of picking up something new was over. So for most of my adult life, I actually stopped creating. And then there were the coloring books. Suddenly I could just fill spaces with colors and it would look good all on its own. Finally I could be creative and happy with the outcome, because the artist providing the illustrations had done most of the work. And yet picking colors and deciding on a color scheme and things like that always intimidated and stressed me out. But that's not a problem, because the internet comes to the rescue, and there are so many extremely detailed and wonderful tutorials out there that I could just follow along and just relax while just giving over yourself to the act of just mechanically coloring. So I've been coloring for 3 years now, and I can see how my technique and my skill have improved. Very slowly, but looking back, it noticeably has. And yet I still mostly follow along tutorials. And it's important to me to tell people that this is fine. I read so many comments, mostly on Facebook, but also on Instagram, where people express that they feel that their work is inferior just because they followed a tutorial or colored a picture but didn't come up with the idea or color selection themselves. And that always makes me a bit sad. It's important that no one feels like that. Everybody who puts color to paper is an artist, whether they follow a tutorial on YouTube or whether they planned out a brilliant color scheme themselves. I think everybody should feel like they belong to this community and participate in it, whatever their skill or talent. And if you only color by following tutorials, that's absolutely fine, and that's what they're there for. If no one wanted, someone to follow the tutorials, then they wouldn't exist. So for those two reasons, this channel exists. And because of the latter, you will most likely not find tutorials or ideas about color schemes and so on, because this is not really my talent. And if you see finished pictures of mine, then often you will kind of recognize them, because I followed artists that are well known in the community. So I think mostly my videos will be me talking about my projects and my thoughts that went into them, if there were any, my books that I have, and my materials, because those are things that I like to watch in videos myself. I really like watching people's collections and just watching people put color to paper and talk about it. I also do think that showing my work off like this will challenge me to branch out a bit and create some of those things myself, like the picture you've seen being created while you listened to me. This is something that I thought of myself, and I do hope that it'll turn out fine. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any comments, just put them below, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye!